hope in the professed church, in the Babylonian church, has actually become an idol. Yeah. Whatever it is that you want, you can turn the gospel into what you want. Here's some examples of what a lively hope is. A lively hope is a hope that goes with you to the grave. Yeah. Lively hope goes with you through death. Mm-hmm. Yes. David in Psalm 16:9 says, "Therefore my heart is glad and my glory rejoices. My flesh also shall rest in hope." Mm-hmm. He's talking about dying. Yes. My flesh will rest in hope. David's talking about the resurrection. Because he had a living hope. Yeah. He had a living hope that outlasted his body. Amen. Here's a word of Job in Job 14:14. "If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come." Mm-hmm. Now, he didn't know as much about the world to come and about the resurrection as we do, but he knew something about it. Yeah. Yeah. I think he might know more than a lot of people know about it today. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. He knew he was going to be changed. Yeah. And he was content to wait for it. Yeah. Because he had this abiding, this enduring hope. He knew that the end of this life wasn't the end. Jeremiah 31, this is a word given to the mothers who lost their children when Jesus was born. When Herod in his rage called for all the children 2 years and under to be slain, this is a word given to those mothers. He says, "There is hope in thine end. Saith the Lord, that thy children shall come again to their own border." What a word of comfort. Amen. This is a word given to them that refused to be comforted because their children were not. And the Lord, in his tender mercy, he's going to reward them for losing their children when the Son of Righteousness came into the world and cost these babies their lives. And the weeping and the lamentation of their mothers. Mm-hmm. And Jeremiah delivered them a word. Yeah. There is hope in thine end. Yeah. And they shall come again to their own border. That's a lively hope. Amen. A lively hope. The word lively says a lot about hope. It means more than exciting. Mm-hmm. Exodus chapter 1, verse 19, the midwives were commanded by Pharaoh to, when the Hebrew women give birth, to go and kill the male children. And they said unto Pharaoh, "But because the Hebrew women are not as Egyptian women, for they are lively, and they are delivered out of the midwives come unto them." By the time we hear about the birth, they've already given birth to it. They're already done by the time we get there. Now, of course, we know that the midwives were covering. They were covering for themselves and for the Egyptian mothers, for the Hebrew mothers, rather. The adjective used here, lively, is the same word that Peter uses to describe our hope. The women were lively. They were saying these women are robust. They just give birth without help. They're strong to bear children. They're not frail women. They're lively. When the time comes, they give birth, and it wasn't traumatic. They're lively, not as the Egyptian women. Psalm 38, verse 19, David said, "Mine enemies are lively, and they are strong. They that hate me wrongfully are multiplied." Lively enemies are enemies that are not easily overcome. They adapt. They survive, they endure, they keep coming again to the fight. They're not quickly discouraged. They're not likely to give up. They're lively enemies. Think about that. Think about our hope being like that. Yeah. Our hope isn't likely to give up. It's lively. Yeah. Our hope is not easily overcome. It adapts, it survives, it endures. It keeps coming again to the fight. It's not quickly discouraged. It's a lively hope. Yeah. That's what we're born into. A lively hope is like a plant in the desert, living and thriving in unlikely conditions where nothing else lives, and you got a green plant in the middle of the desert. That's a lively plant. Amen. It lives on what other things can't live on. You got a lively hope. See, a plant like that has a supply that other plants and forms of life can't use. We have a living hope. lively hope is like the evergreen tree that never loses its leaves or color through the changing seasons. Other trees turn brown and shed their leaves when the winter comes, but the evergreen looks the same at 10 degrees as it does 100 degrees. It looks the same in January as it does in August. It's always green. In fact, the Lord said, my people will be like an evergreen. It's because they have a lively hope. Lively hope is a resilient hope. It's not fragile. It's a robust hope. It's not tender. Dreams will fail and wishes will expire. Time will overcome your dreams, and trials will be their plagues. But a lively hope endures through time and trials. Lively hope prays and sings through the jail, in the jail at night. And a lively hope prays and gives thanks at the storm, in the sea. Hope is a survivor. Now, see, there's so much people drawing back and falling away from the Lord today that people are actually, by drawing back, they're lying about hope. Yeah, right. By confessing that they have hope of glory and then drawing back and falling away, they've lied to us. Yeah. Because hope didn't do that. That's right. Hope didn't fail people that draw back. Yeah. Hope wasn't overcome in people that fall away. Yeah. They failed the hope. Hope didn't fail them. Amen. Hope is a survivor. It will adapt and survive. Hope will hunker down and stay alive. Hope is lively. A storm at sea can take away all hope of surviving, like it did on that ship that Paul was on. But it won't take away this lively hope. Hope is a fighter. It's no stranger to opposition. Hope knows the battlefield very well. A lively hope can be beaten and straight forth charged to speak no more, and a lively hope will go his way rejoicing. A lively hope may lose children, herds, and health, and it will say, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. That's how a lively hope encounters trial. It hopes when the waters are calm, and it also hopes when there's a storm. A lively hope hopes when it goes through the valley and when it's on the mount. It hopes when people hear you gladly, and it hopes when people take up stones to stone you. Daniel had hope before he ever saw the lion's den. Daniel had hope when he was with the lions in their den. And Daniel still had hope after the king retrieved him out of the den. Right. Hope doesn't depend on circumstance. Hope doesn't depend on you. Hope depends on the one who promised. Yeah. And that's why hope is lively. Yeah. Because God cannot lie. I will do all my pleasure. No one will hinder him. He will bring it to pass. That's why hope is lively. Yeah. Because it's hoping in God who made the promise. A lively hope is one that does not waver or stagger. Even when the time of bearing children passes, even if you're asked to kill the promised child, hope is anchored in him who promised. Mm-hmm. Yes. Hope is superior to its oppressors. Yeah. That's what Peter's talking about when he says it's a lively hope. Yeah. Hope is superior to the oppressors. That's why we have a lineage of people that would rather die than give up their faith. Yeah. Yeah. To borrow a little limerick from the world, hope takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Mm-hmm. Hope will thrive. Hope thrives in the Father's house when all of its brothers hate him. Hope thrives in Potiphar's house when everything is handed over into his hands. Hope will thrive in the prison after it's falsely accused. Hope will thrive on the throne through 7 good years, and hope will thrive through 7 bad years. Yeah. Hope survives the 40-year trek in the desert after spying the promised land, and hope will enter again into the same land, and its strength will not be abated after 40 years. Amen. See, that's evidence of a lively hope.